Hello and welcome to Repair Solutions Pro video series. My name is Steve Caruso, and in this video we're going to walk you through a full diagnostic and repair process for DTC P0420 Catalyst System Efficiency Below Threshold Bank 1 on a 2014 Chevy Cruze. Let's get started. Before we get started, always begin with a complete inspection of the vehicle. Gather as much background information as possible. Some key details that we want to look for are: when did the issue start? What symptoms did the driver notice? Was there any recent repairs? What was the driving condition at the time of the failure? What type of fuel was used? Are there any warning lights, unusual smells, or noises that occurred at the time of the failure? This will help you prepare your diagnostic strategy and save you time down the line. Once your notes are completed, begin with a physical inspection by checking for obvious mechanical issues. Torn intake boots, cracked vacuum lines and tees, disconnected or damaged wiring harnesses, wiring connectors that are not fully seated or locked, corrosion or bent pins or damaged wiring harnesses at any connector. Then inspect the exhaust system closely. Using a smoke machine or soapy water with air pressure, check for leaks at the exhaust manifold, catalytic converter, EGR tube, and the areas around the heated exhaust gas sensor. Look for physical damage at the converter, dents, rust, or signs of overheating. Tap the converter gently. Rattling could indicate a broken substrate. Inspect the muffler for blockage caused by the broken substrate. Check valve clearance. Tight exhaust valves can trigger this code. If you're unsure about the emission coverage, check the vehicle emission warranty booklet. And before full diagnosis, review TSB 20-NA-065, which may have important information related to this DTC. Next, we'll run a few tests to figure out exactly what's causing this code. Start the engine and let it warm up. Open up live data on your scan tool and monitor the engine coolant temperature. It should read between 185 and 221 degrees Fahrenheit. If it's running too cold, the catalytic converter may never reach its operating temperature. Now, let's test the system using live data. We'll focus on both upstream and downstream oxygen sensor activity to assess the catalytic converter efficiency. Now, make sure to follow this step by step. Step 1. Start the engine and let it idle until it reaches full operating temperature. This is important because live data readings won't be accurate if the engine is cold. Step 2. Check fuel control readings. Use the scan tool to view long-term fuel trim at idle, 1500, 2000, and 2500 RPM. If the readings are outside plus or minus 10%, look for vacuum leaks, leaky fuel injectors, fuel pressure issues, or a faulty mass airflow sensor. Address any of these issues before continuing. If the fuel trim values are within spec, move to the next step. Step 3. Raise the RPM to 2000 for about 3 minutes. This helps ensure the vehicle is in closed loop and uses the oxygen sensor feedback for fuel control. Step 4. Bring the RPMs back to idle and put your scan tool in graphing mode and monitor the front and rear oxygen sensors. The rear oxygen sensor should gradually move between 0.1 and 0.8 volts. If the readings fluctuate rapidly, like the upstream oxygen sensor, the catalytic converter has likely failed. Always check for misfires, rich running conditions, or physical damage before replacing the converter. If the sensor voltage is stuck or unresponsive, replace the sensor and retest. If replacing the rear oxygen sensor doesn't resolve the issue, restart the diagnostic process and double check anything you may have missed. Now the converter has been confirmed faulty, follow these removal and installation steps carefully. But safety first. Wear your safety gloves and your safety goggles and do not flex the exhaust pipe by more than 10 degrees. One, disconnect the negative battery cable. 2, unplug the heated oxygen sensor plug. 3, remove the wiring harness bracket and bolt. 4, remove the flexible air hose to gain more space to access the intake manifold heat shield. 5, remove the 2 bolts of the heat shield. 6, remove the oxygen sensor. 7, remove the oil level indicator tube. 8, remove the heat shield from the manifold. 9, temporarily lift the vehicle. 10, remove the 3 catalytic converter bolts that are attached to the exhaust manifold and separate the catalytic converter. 11, remove the catalytic converter to flex pipe gasket. 12, remove the 4 exhaust manifold brace bolts. 13, remove the exhaust manifold brace. 14, lower the vehicle. 15, remove the 9 catalytic converter to cylinder head nuts. 16, remove the catalytic converter from the cylinder head. 17, remove and discard the catalytic converter gasket from the cylinder head. 18, position the new catalytic converter gasket onto the cylinder head. 2, mount the catalytic converter onto the cylinder head. 3, secure it with 9 nuts. Tighten to 20 Newton meters or 15 foot-pounds. 4, temporarily lift the vehicle. 5, reattach the exhaust manifold brace. 6, tighten the 4 brace bolts to 20 Newton meters or 15 foot-pounds. 7, connect a flexible exhaust pipe to the catalytic converter. 8, fasten the connections with 3 nuts, tighten to 22 Newton meters or 16 foot-pounds. 9, lower the vehicle. 10, place the exhaust manifold heat shield in position and tighten the bolts. Torque is 8 Newton meters or 71 inch-pounds. 11, reinstall the oil level indicator tube. 12, thread the heated oxygen sensor into the catalytic converter and tighten to 42 Newton meters or 31 foot-pounds. Attach the oxygen sensor harness to the bracket and plug the connectors together. 14. Reinstall the flexible air hose. 15. Reconnect the negative battery cable. 16. Close the hood. Once the catalyst is installed, it's time to confirm everything is working correctly and to repair fix the issue. Follow these steps. Clear diagnostic trouble codes, freeze frame and I&M readiness data stored in the vehicle's computer using your scan tool. Review the trip cycle for the catalyst monitor and run the vehicle with the key on engine running position. Ensure that the monitor icon is showing green-gray, which means it's enabled. These quick tests helps make sure the vehicle's sensors and modules are communicating correctly. You can now follow the catalyst drive cycle as outlined in the service manual or emissions guide. This ensures the system rechecks the catalyst performance. After completing the trip or drive cycle, use the scan tool to check for pending or confirmed DTCs. If there are no codes stored, the repair is complete. This concludes the full repair and diagnostic process for PO420 on a 2014 Chevy Cruze 1.4 liter. Thanks for watching, and for more information, visit pro.repairsolutions.com. See you soon.